So my favorite thing about teaching at Thaddeus Stevens College is I get to share my practical knowledge from working in the environmental field and in laboratories with students who, want to go into this industry. So if I had to give some advice to future students, I would say that getting an education is very important and learning skills that you can use in the workforce. And a lot of the skills that you learn in the Water Environment Technology program are very useful in the water and wastewater industry and will make you very successful. So I don't necessarily have a specific best day at work, but it's always rewarding to see a project come to fruition and see the completion of a project successfully completed.
So sometimes we talk about the mentors in our life and people that were important as we advance in our career. And I have a personal mentor who was my great uncle Lefty. He was a botanist, was a great guy. A botanist is a person that likes plants and flowers, of course. And one of his famous statements is there's no such thing as a weed, it's just a misplaced plant. And the reason I like that is it's very important for us in our careers to be in the right place, right? And so if we pick places that have that are rewarding, that we're surrounded by good people, we're going to have fun at work. And I think it's important when we go home each night to feel rewarded with our workplaces. So my uncle Lefty was a good mentor to me. Sometimes people ask, what advice would I give to students? One of the things that I would say is that we often take classes or we do something, we say, geez, I'm never going to need to know this. Like, why do I have to learn this, right? And it's funny how things work out. We never really know where we're going to end up. We don't have a crystal ball. But often what we'll find out is later, one of the classes that we might have liked the least ends up being a class that's important to us. I never knew I was going to be a teacher. I never knew that I was going to stand in front of people for 4 hours. So when I was in school, I hated speech communications. I hated sitting in front of people and talking, right? I didn't like standing in front of a group of people talking. It turns out that was one of the most important classes that I could take. So, I would always tell you to embrace any opportunity to learn, embrace any opportunity to take a class, even though you might not think it's relevant at the time. Things have a funny way of working out that they end up being pretty important. So embrace all your opportunities. Sometimes people ask me what my best day of work is. I don't know if there's any particular day that I can come out with that's absolute best day. One that does come to mind has to do with, my two goals every day, which is, they might sound a little bit weird, but my two goals are to learn something and to help someone. I was living in Connecticut at the time, and I was driving to work, and I came upon a car accident. A car had driven into a tree and was on fire. So that was a pretty dramatic scene. Myself and a couple other people actually helped pull a guy out of the car so that he didn't burn in the car. So right off the bat that day, I helped someone. I went to work that day, and it so happened to be that was the day I had to teach about 300 people in my company about environmental awareness, how to take care of waste, how to handle wastewater, all those kind of things. So I got to teach a lot of people that day. And that same night, I got to go. Had to go back to school. I was taking a master's program. So that was a heck of a day. I got to help someone. I got to teach some people, and then at night I got to learn something. So that's a pretty memorable day for me. One of my most favorite things about teaching here at Thaddeus is helping students kind of find their passion. So when we talk about, a career, we want it to be something that, obviously is a family supporting wage, but it's got to be something that you like to do. And I really enjoy seeing students graduate, hearing about their successes, hearing about their advancements, hearing about their accomplishments as they move on in their careers. So that's really what I find to be the most rewarding part of teaching is getting to see everybody kind of fulfill their goals. So some folks ask me what my why did I get into the water business? Why do I enjoy what I do? I grew up in a fairly rural area. I was always outside. I enjoyed the outdoors and I enjoyed water. It so happens that my family is millers. So way back when, my grandfather owned a grist mill. So I grew up playing on a mill dam, playing in the water, canoeing and all that kind of stuff. So I always knew that I had a love of water, and I always recognized the importance of water. So I always wanted to do something related to water. So it took me a while to figure out what that something was in the water world. But I really enjoy, kind of being a water wizard and helping produce clean drinking water or to clean wastewater up so we can put it back into the stream. So I really enjoy teaching that next generation of students that are going to be that front line of environmental stewardship and environmental protection. So I find it to be pretty rewarding, and that's kind of why I got into this field.